Good evening, everyone. I'm Kevin Hodge. Tonight on your WZMQ 19 News, we have more details on the recent award given to the city of Negaunee for all of the work they've been putting into their downtown area. Plus, state lawmakers are pushing for more transparency on government spending and more protection for elected officials. And our Washington, D.C. correspondent Brendan Scanlon breaks down all of the top headlines out of the nation's capital this week. Your 19 News at 11 starts now.
Live from the UP, this is WZMQ 19 News at 11.
Today was a pretty nice day, all things considered. Was a pretty mild day. Our temperatures got into the mid-40s, which is above average for us. Yeah, we're not going to dip off too much as we head into tonight, likely lower to mid-40s across much of the Upper Peninsula. Could see still around 50, which work out towards Eagle Harbor and out here towards Ironwood, maybe some mid-40s as well. But looking ahead towards tomorrow, temperatures still into the 40s, a couple of 50s possible, with a few rain showers arriving as we head into the morning. Again, not all day rain, but Sunday, a little bit of a roller coaster. Those details coming up in a few.
Dakota, thank you. The city of Negaunee is celebrating another major statewide honor. Its downtown enhancement project has been named the Michigan Downtown Association's 2025 Project of the Year. Our own John Truitt has the details.
The new award is proudly on display inside Campfire Coffee here on Iron Street. The project that won the award was entered under the placemaking category, revitalizing a once dilapidated commercial area with upgraded infrastructure, wider sidewalks, and new landscaping, and the creation of Irontown Plaza.
We believe the downtown is the heart and soul of our community. And if your heart and soul isn't doing good, then the rest of your community isn't doing good. So we want to make sure the downtown was solid.
Heffron saw a downtown that was ripe for development, a stagnant business strip desperately in need of reinvestment.
Since we've started this project and finished this project, we've been able to have businesses move here. We see more people coming to our community and going to the businesses. Allison Carpenter, the new owner of Campfire Coffee, says the energy in downtown Negaunee is purely electric.
Very proud to be new business owner in downtown Negaunee. Everybody that passes through just has wonderful things to say about how it's looking and just the overall vibe and feel.
This is Negaunee's second major award this year, after winning the Michigan Municipal League's highest honor, the Community Excellence Award, in September. Heffron is confident that these accolades are just the beginning of great things to come for Irontown, USA. We are working to make sure that we can invest across the board in Negaunee, which we've done some, but we had to start in our core. We had to make sure our heart and soul were healthy. In Negaunee, John Truitt, WZMQ 19 News.
Michigan lawmakers are considering two major bills aimed at increasing transparency and protecting public officials. One bill would overhaul legislatively directed spending by requiring public reporting, audits, and new oversight from the Department of Technology, Management, and Budget. The second would allow elected officials and their families to request that agencies and private entities remove their personal identifying information from public websites. The Speaker of the House says the effort is about accountability and public safety.
I think this will do a lot to improve security for our elected officials from the many threats that are escalating.
Both bills are expected to advance later this session. President Trump is said to be weighing options that could dramatically escalate the use of the U.S. military in combating drug cartels in South America. The U.S. already has nearly a dozen ships as well as 12,000 sailors and Marines in the region, and now the largest aircraft carrier in the world is joining them. Erica Brown has more details from the White House.
The aircraft carrier, the USS Gerald Ford, is joining other warships off the coast of Venezuela to put pressure on the government of President Nicolas Maduro over suspected links to drug cartels.
The Maduro regime is narco-terrorist regime, indicted in the Southern District of the United States for narco-terrorism.
So far, the U.S. military has destroyed 21 vessels as part of the newly announced Operation Southern Spear, alleging those vessels were funneling drugs from South America to the United States.
If you're trafficking drugs to poison the American people, and we know you're from a designated terrorist organization, you're a foreign terrorist and a trafficker, we will find you and we will kill you.
Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth and Joint Chiefs Chairman Dan Kane presented President Trump with options to expand military operations, including possible strikes inside the country. The U.S. does not recognize the Maduro government, and President Trump told 60 Minutes the Venezuelan leader's time in power may be ending soon.
On Venezuela in particular, are Maduro's days as president numbered?
I would say, yeah. I think so, yeah.
And this issue of potential land strikes in Venezuela, is that true?
I don't tell you that. I mean, I'm not saying it's true or untrue.
Maduro, who denies links to drug cartels, has ordered the creation of national defense commands, citing the growing threat from the U.S.
Speaking to CNN on Thursday, Maduro urged the U.S. against entering another of what he called endless wars. And when asked if he had a message for President Donald Trump, Maduro said, quote, "Yes, peace." After a 43-day shutdown, the government is finally back open, but the political fallout in Washington is just beginning. Our D.C. correspondent Brendan Scanlon has the biggest headlines from this week in Washington.
This week in Washington.
With my signature, the federal government will now resume normal operations.
The federal government is running again after a 43-day shutdown that left millions of Americans in limbo.
People are not leveraged.
The Senate struck the breakthrough first after 8 Democrats, including Senator John Fetterman, teamed up with most Republicans to pass a short-term funding plan Monday, breaking 6 weeks of gridlock.
And it's not about a political game. It's like who's winning, who's losing. America loses.
But the deal came at a political price, with most Democrats frustrated at the 8 senators who jumped ship. Democrats had been holding out for concessions on expiring Affordable Care Act subsidies and even tried to attach last-minute amendments to extend them.
Because they have put us in this place, and if they vote tonight against this, it's because they don't give a crap about the cost of your health care.
The bill is passed.
The bill cleared its final hurdle in the House Wednesday. It funds the government through January 30th and provides full-year funding for certain federal agencies. But Democrats say with no extension of the enhanced ACA tax credits, which expired December 31st, health care costs will skyrocket.
It doesn't change the core problem here, which is we need to decisively address the Republican health care crisis.
But Republicans did not budge, saying there's a time and place to negotiate health care only once the government reopened.
This was completely the Democrats refusing to get on board and put this across the finish line.
In the Senate's deal, Republicans did guarantee a vote on the subsidies, but there's no guarantee it would become law.
We wanted to fix it. Republicans said no, and now it's on them.
The U.S. Department of Agriculture is among the few agencies guaranteed full-year funding under the plan. The Agriculture Secretary expects most SNAP recipients to receive their benefits within days.
And hopefully by the end of this week, most will receive it at the very latest on Monday.
And finally, wreath-laying ceremony at Arlington National Cemetery Tuesday to honor our nation's heroes.
Our heroes have lived through unthinkable nightmares so we could live the American dream.
Aside from the Departments of Agriculture and Veterans Affairs, Congress still has to pass remaining full-year appropriation bills by January 30th. If they can't, we're headed toward a partial government shutdown. That's a look at This Week in Washington. I'm Brendan Scanlon. Back to you.
Your first warning weather forecast is after the break. Plus, UP Health System encourages students to get involved at a blood drive at Negaunee High School today. And a teenager out of Escanaba is once again raising money for a good cause with a tree lighting taking place later this month. We'll be right back.
Now, from the 19 News Forecast Center, this is WZMQ 19 First Warning Weather.
Welcome back, everybody. Our high today, 48. That's 10 degrees above normal, where we should be. So all things considered, today wasn't bad. But yeah, I think we'll probably take this over what is ahead for this weekend. Do have a gale watch in effect out here across the central half of the UP. Out here across the eastern half, we have a gale warning that goes from this weekend. Winds really come up, especially tomorrow night and into Sunday. I mean, it's really going to be breezy around here Sunday. So if you definitely have those plans to maybe do some late season boating, might want to hold off on that. Probably not the best idea. But rain through tomorrow, mainly a morning issue. Could see a drop in the afternoon, but I really think as we head to the afternoon, the rain clears out and we'll actually see some sunshine. But then a little bit more rain arrives as we head into Sunday, and some of that rain could actually turn to some wet snowflakes, especially across the eastern half of the UP. Out here across Newberry and Munising, could see a couple of wet flakes flying around here as we head into Sunday night into Monday. And there you see that here, a couple of those little light flakes coming in off Lake Superior. But again, this doesn't look like a big lake response, so I don't think this will be, the biggest snowstorm of the century, but it may lay down a little bit of grassy accumulation. In terms of rain, we're not talking about much here, probably not much to measure as we head through the day on Saturday. So all in all, not too bad there. And then future rainfall again through Sunday and Monday, not looking impressive. Winds, though, this is going to become the main issue as we head into Sunday, especially. Winds whip around again, and you see that northerly wind component, 15 to 25 mile per hour winds with some higher wind gusts. Now, tonight, northern lights are possible, but it's not going to be as vibrant as it was earlier in the week. But there's still a chance. Notice that view line does include the Upper Peninsula, so we're not going to rule out the chance of possibly seeing the northern lights through the overnight. But again, it's probably, like I said, going to be a little bit more fainter than it was earlier in the week. But here's some good news if you're not ready for the chills. We do have some warmer temperatures expected as we head into the next 6 to 10 days. Not by a lot, but temperatures will be a little bit above average as we head into the later part of the week. Temperatures tonight, mid to upper 40s, not tipping off too much. And tomorrow, still looking pretty nice here. Temperature around 48. About 48 as we also work out into Eagle Harbor, 48 also into Iron River. So temperatures around 48, 36 on Sunday. The wind comes up with a few rain showers. May see a few wet snowflakes lingering into Monday morning, but for now we'll keep it mainly dry. Temperatures into the 30s, and there you see that brief warm up as we head into Wednesday, Thursday ahead of another cool down Friday.
Dakota, thank you again. UP Health Systems Regional Blood Center visited Negaunee High School today to give its students an opportunity to donate blood. WZMQ's Andrew Hans has the story.
Throughout the school day, students at Negaunee High School made their decisions to serve the Upper Peninsula and donate blood for those who might be in need. With the opportunity, the community was also welcome to join in their efforts, but a majority of today's donations were made by students. Dana Langsford is the manager of blood donor services with the UP Health System. He says the goal of holding a blood drive at the school is to encourage these students to continue in the future.
During the school year, like we are now, it's very important for us to go to the high schools. They're usually very, very good blood drives. We're trying to get them into the habit of donating when they're young. Hopefully that'll continue as they get older. The one advantage for them is they get out of class for a little while.
A single pint of blood could save up to 3 lives. All blood taken at these drives is delivered to local hospitals all across the Upper Peninsula.
We want everybody's blood, regardless of blood type. We get a majority of our blood from blood drives, and we wouldn't be able to supply 12 hospitals in the UP without doing that.
Langsford says the donating process serves as a mini physical, checking up on any irregularities beforehand.
So we're going to measure your hemoglobin level. You're going to get your blood pressure done. You're going to get your pulse done.
This time of year also comes with a struggle of low amounts of blood donations, alongside busy schedules and traveling for the holidays.
If you're healthy, please consider donating blood, especially during the holiday season, especially during summer, when we typically see declines in donations.
We'll have more information on how you can donate blood at WZMQ19.com. Reporting in Negaunee, Andrew Hans, WZMQ 19 News.
A 16-year-old from Escanaba has been bringing Christmas cheer to his community for a decade, and he's already preparing for this year's festivities. WZMQ 19's Lily Simmons has more.
Every November since he was 6, Carter McDonough has decorated a tree in his front yard for a now beloved holiday tradition.
It started with me going to the Escanaba tree lighting, and then I wanted to do my own, so then my dad suggested we do it for the Delta County Sheriff's Department Shop with a Cop program.
His homemade tree is about 25 feet tall. It takes more than 1,000 lights to make it light up the holiday nights, so Carter and his family start preparing early.
It's stored in the backyard. My grandpa has a forklift, so we grab that and then grab the trampoline base, drive that up here, and then we have to buy all new lights, whatever ones are broken.
Carter's 10th annual tree lighting is scheduled for November 29th. Over the years, it's become quite the fun-filled event.
This gets lit up at about 6:45. We'll have auctions, raffles, snacks and drinks, and then the photos with Santa, fire trucks, and photos with the Grinch.
What started as a small tradition now draws a crowd of 150 to 250 people every year.
I think it's crazy. This whole street is full of cars, and it's nice seeing everyone have fun with Santa, everyone happy when the tree gets lit up.
And all those people come ready to support the children who will benefit from the local Shop with a Cop program.
The average is about 5,000 that we do each year. Last year we did 3,500, and the year before we did 8,500.
Carter says it's an exciting way to kick off the holiday season, and Delta County's continued generosity ensures kids in their community will have a very Merry Christmas.
I think everyone should have a good Christmas, and that people who are less fortunate, who can't really afford a good Christmas, should be able to have one.
To get the address for Carter's 10th annual tree lighting, visit WZMQ19.com. Reporting in Escanaba, Lily Simmons, WZMQ 19 News.
Mike Ludlam has your look at sports when we come back. Wait until you see the finish of tonight's high school regional football playoff game between Bark River and Glen Lake. You don't want to miss it. We're back in 2 minutes.
Good evening, everyone. The Bark River Harris Broncos have had a lot of success on the gridiron this season, but the Broncos don't have a regional trophy. Caleb Adams' team bust the Maple City Glen Lake to meet the Glen Lake Lakers in a Division VIII regional final. Many of the Broncos games this year have been against the same opponent at times, and they get a taste of the Lakers offense early. Parker Robinson finds Sam Dykstra for a big gain down the sideline, and that would lead to a touchdown as Fletcher Middleton makes a cut. Nice block, looked like holding to me, but okay. 7-0 Lakers after the extra point. Then Lamerson rolls to his left. Toby Bradford with the catch. It was 14-0 Glen Lake. Broncos could not do anything after that, and the next thing you know, that's a touchdown pass in the fourth quarter that got the Broncos on the board as Caleb DeSelitz made the catch. Now, 21-14, 7 seconds to go. Ben Knopf laterals to Johnny McDonough. Glen Lake had just scored on a touchdown pass. There's one problem. They're not tackling Johnny McDonough, and this is really cool after the lateral. 85 yards for the touchdown. Bark River Harris now trails by 1 at 21-20. Kick? Bark River? Not this time. Ben Knopf hands the ball off to Johnny McDonough, and yes, he squirms into the end zone, and Bark River Harris pulls out our version of the Music City Miracle. 22-21. Bark River Harris will now go on to the semifinals for the first time, and they will face the winner of Beale City and Harbor Beach next weekend. Those two teams play tomorrow afternoon. What an ending. And speaking of tomorrow, here are your matchups regarding Upper Peninsula teams. Division 7, Menominee will host Shelby, and the winner of that game will face Pewamo Westphalia in the semifinal. The Pirates beat Ithaca 42-21. In 8-player tomorrow, Onekama and North Dickinson will meet at Marquette Senior High School. That will be 1 o'clock Eastern Time. And in 8-player Division 1, Norway and the Blanchard Montebello Mustangs will meet at Thurley Field in Traverse City. Oh, you might remember that Bemidji State won Winter Carnival over Michigan Tech last year on the ice. Well, those two teams started a series tonight, yes, at the McGinnis Student Ice Arena. We will pick it up in the first period, and Michigan Tech is on a power play. Isaac Gordon is going to slap the puck against the far wall, and all of a sudden it bounces out. Max Cascaberti puts it home. That ties the game at 14-14. Now we jump to the third period. Elias Janssen will get the puck from Steven Sardarian, and the next thing you know, Michigan Tech takes a 2-1 lead. However, Bemidji tied it. Overtime solved nothing, so we go to the shootout, and this is Oliver Peer. He is going to get this one past Owen Bartoskevich, and Bemidji gets the extra point, winning in the shootout by the score of 3-2. Elsewhere in the CCHA, Minnesota State over Lake Superior State 2-1 in overtime. All kinds of goals in Ohio, Bowling Green 9 and Ferris State 5. Big Ten, Spartans over Notre Dame 4-1, 2 goals by Porter Martone, and 7 goals by 7 Wolverines makes for an easy night. Michigan 7 and Penn State 1. High school hockey, Hancock and Houghton play to a tie at 2, and Marquette scored the last 4 goals of the game to beat Brother Rice 5-2. Turning to GLIAC volleyball, last weekend of the regular season, Lake Superior State visiting NMU, third set. Liesl Hagen, Allie Barlow, Kaylee Baki for the kill. 3-2 NMU, the Wildcats won the first 2 sets. 2 points later for the Lakers, Vanessa Swerden sets Morgan Deming, and the Boyne City grad powers the ball onto the court. She has a few relatives in the Gwinnett area. Wildcats still ahead 4-3. For LSSU, Giovanna Waters passes to Avery Hedworth. She back sets Caitlin Matelski, and that one's going down. Wildcats still in front 12-11. Lakers in front now, then Hagen, Barlow, Sydney Bartles for the kill, one of her 10. NMU down 1 at 14-13. A short time later, NMU put a run of points together. Mackenzie Gruner, Barlow, Madison York for, yes, the left-handed kill between the block. She had 13, NMU up 16-15. Lakers stayed close. Wildcats, Lauren Cardwell to Barlow. Mackenzie Gruner for the kill. She led the green and gold with 14. We're tied at 22. NMU won 3 of the next 4 points to take the set 25-23 and the match 3-0. The Wildcats host Saginaw Valley State tomorrow at 3 o'clock for Senior Day. And Saginaw Valley probably won't be in a good mood. Michigan Tech won tonight 3-1. Rachel Zurich, Paige Wagner, and Calumet's Madeline Torla combined for 40 kills. Kingsford's Madeline Kreider had 44 assists. To basketball, plenty of buckets tonight in Escanaba as Bay College entertained Oakland CC. Women's game first. Park River Harris's Lauren Zawada gets the ball back. She scored 12 of the first 14 points. Jillian Frazier will get the next hoop for St. Ignace after a Zawada rebound. And Bay had lots of fun tonight winning this one. 123-67. Zawada had 27 points and 9 rebounds, 4 others in double figures. Let's go to the men's game. Zaid Abouali will get the ball, and he will find William Kelly. He's from Florence, Wisconsin. He puts in the basket. Kelly had 8 dozen. Next, Trey Fry III ahead to Emerson Drewby for the layup. Drewby had 11, and Bay started well, and it finished didn't quite go so well. Oakland CC won this one by the count of 75-68. Elsewhere, regarding Upper Peninsula basketball, Michigan Tech men, rough night, losing to Missouri St. Louis 78-57. For the Northern men, 5 players in double figures. Charlie Miller and Dylan Keel each had 16. Wildcats over Marysville 91-70. The NMU women had way too much fun with Upper Iowa 95-40. J.C. Weisbrod 22. Negaunte's Alyssa Hill 9 points and 13 rebounds, and all 15 players scored. Michigan Tech on the board with a women's victory, 68-55 over the Lewis Flyers. Soraya Timms had 17 and Alyssa Wypich had 14 for Michigan Tech. Soccer really fast. Congrats to the NMU men's soccer team reaching the final of the GLIAC tournament, 2-1 over Roosevelt. They'll face Saginaw on Sunday. Northern's women lost to Grand Valley 4-0, and they'll face Saginaw Valley State next, and we will be right back.
Lows tonight again, not too bad, mid to upper 40s across much of the Upper Peninsula. So actually, this is warmer than where we should be for daytime highs. I don't think we'll complain about that. Another warm one tomorrow. Temperatures close to that 50-degree mark. We'll officially put the high at 50, but again, some spots may struggle to hit 50, especially with some of that morning rain coming on through. But rain again, morning issue tomorrow. The afternoon looking pretty nice. Then as we head into Sunday, that's really the day of change here. That's going to be ahead of another front, and you know what that front does, produces cooler air, and there you see the result, 48 to 36 on Sunday, but the wind gusts, main issue. Could see a few wet snowflakes into Monday morning, and then much of next week, a little bit of a warm-up as we head into Monday, Tuesday. Then we're mainly cooler again as we head towards Friday with a few isolated showers.
Dakota, thank you very much. Mr. Mike, what else do you have for us?
Oh my goodness, I wish I could show that kickoff return for another week or so. We have GLIAC All-Stars in women's and men's soccer. If we could go to that board, please. NMU's Hannah Costomo, a defender, is on the first team. For the Wildcats, Kenna Alexander is a midfielder. She is on the second team with honorable mentions going to Madison Bilbia of the Wildcats and Allison Molina of Michigan Tech. On the men's side, Alessandro Cialanga is on the first team. He is a defender. Luca Rosen is kind of the at-large player on the first team. Honorable mention going to goalie Asaf Cristal and Ian Weimer. Weimer got both goals today as NMU qualified for the championship on Sunday.
All right, Mike, thank you all, or thank you very much, and thank you all for watching. Have a great weekend.